Hi, this is Terry from Fabric Junction in Sturgis, South Dakota, and I'm here today to show you our 6.5 inch block called Patience Corner. And if you look at it, to me it looks like a figure 8, but the original name that I found, like I said, is called Patience Corner. Very simple block, great one for a beginner, because in essence you have 3 pieces: your square, 2 rectangles. And I'm going to sew them together right now. So we're going to do our square. We'll add to one side a smaller rectangle. Now the only thing you have to watch for when you're making this particular one is to make sure that you put your larger rectangle on the same side. It repeats every time. If I turn this, you can see that every one of these is exactly the same. So you want to make sure that you put your larger one on the same side so that you can get that figure 8 look. I forgot to show you where the square is on the quilt. And I have made 2, but I did find one. It's right behind me. There it is. Okay. You have your pieces put together. Now it's like putting together a 4-patch. Let me get back and make sure that I have my pieces all the right. One way to remember is the square, one set of squares are opposite each other going in, and the other set of squares are opposite each other pointing outward. So when I sew my 4-patch together, I do my right one over the left. And the nice thing here is the only spot you need to match is actually the center of the 4-patch, which is always nice. There we go. Right over left, and I keep it exactly in the same way. Match up the center. Match up my side. When I get them together, they're still in the right order. I flip it the other way. Get my seam allowance lined up. And it's one of those things that if you need to put a pin in it, go for it. I am not against that. It's just I have been sewing a year or 2. So I've gotten in the habit I don't always pin absolutely everything. But I did do a lot of pinning when I first started. So don't think that you don't have to pin if you're not comfortable yet. Once I have my block put together, to make it a pot holder, I would add my borders. And this one I add left, right, top, bottom. And there's my beautiful square. I take a piece of backing that I have overcut. Batting, Insul-Bright gives me that extra secure insulation that I need. Then I add my block. And now quilt. Quilt to whatever you want. Stitch in the ditch. I tend to do a lot of stitch in the ditch when I'm doing small pieces like this. But this is a great thing to practice your free motion. And then add your binding and you have a beautiful pot holder. Now one of the things that I did with this particular design is I actually made a couple of placemats. And as you can see, there's my design. There's kind of the figure 8. Here it is again. And then I put just a solid piece on the end on each side. So then it kind of staggered mine. It lined up here, but it kind of staggered. As you can see, I stitched in the ditch with white. And then on this one, I wanted to add prairie points. So these are prairie points that I added to each side just to give it that little extra. The back, here's my binding. I used the piece. There's what the back looks like. So I did 2 simple little placemats that matches my pot holder. So there's a lot of different things you can do with that 6.5-inch block. So anyway, check out the actual size measurements. They're posted on fabricjunctionjewels.blogspot.com, and I know my instructions. I started on a year ago, and we keep plugging away through this. So anyway, if you decide you want to make Patience Corner, check out the blogspot, Fabric Junction Jewels. Check out our website and stop by and see us sometime. So thank you again for watching us here at Fabric Junction.